I've come out to take a picture of the church, and that's because the photography club I'm a member of are having a photo competition taking pictures of churches. And I thought, if I'm coming out taking pictures of churches, I'm going to bring you along with me and you can watch me and see how I take a picture of a church. So I thought I'd share with you what the brief of the competition is, because that's always important. If you are entering a competition, I'm sure you know that you really are, it's important to understand what the competition is asking you to take a picture of. Otherwise, it's going to be really easy for you to get it wrong, and your picture either won't get a very good score or it won't even be entered into the competition. This particular church competition has quite an extensive brief. So what I'll do, I'll read through it so you can listen to what I'm expected to take a picture of, and hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to achieve. It says, a view of a church within a churchyard. So that's the first opening line, a view of a church within a churchyard. It's got to be within a churchyard. Gravestones, singular, or a landscape view of a churchyard. So I can get a landscape view of a churchyard or a view of a church in a churchyard. The implements needed for upkeep, the smaller things found in a churchyard, etc. But they must be in context, i.e. not a still life picture of objects or a close-up of a spade, watering can, etc. You must be able to see it was taken in a churchyard. So there's a dictionary description of a church. A church is a building in which Christians worship, which can include cathedrals, abbeys, minsters. Any of these will be accepted. So what that says to me, we're looking for a church, a Christian church, not a mosque or a synagogue or a temple or any other faith. We're looking for a Christian church and a church in a churchyard. I think we're quite lucky in the UK, or England in particular, because most towns and villages have a church. Mainly, or most of them, are the perpendicular style churches that were built between the 14th and the 17th century. But you do get other styles of churches, and this little small one's been, I think it's been here around 150 years. In church standards, it's not particularly old, but it is, I quite like it. I like its little size. I like its nice form. It's got a bell at the top of it. I think it's a lovely little church. And because of that, I think the setting is beautiful. I think it could make a lovely shot in the right conditions. If tonight was the right conditions, I'd be more than pleased. So I've come out to St Andrew's Church in the village of Apley in Lincolnshire. In fact, I'm in the deepest, darkest part of Lincolnshire, right in the middle of nowhere. But I thought this would make a really nice picture of a church in a churchyard, because I know I've been here before. The grounds are really beautifully kept, and I thought it would make a nice picture, especially with the setting sun. I thought I could get a picture of the sun setting, the church either in sunlight or a nice orange glow behind the church. So that's kind of what I was after. Unfortunately, the sun doesn't seem to be hitting the church. There's probably things in the way. But hopefully I can still get a picture from the back end with the sunset and a nice orange glow. Let's see how that works out. I'm using my 17mm lens on my Olympus E1 Mark II. That's to give me the widest angle I can get to get the most of the church in, because I'm supposed to be taking a picture of a church in a churchyard, so I need a wide angle. It's really interesting as well, because competing in one of these club photography competitions is quite different to taking a photo in a Instagram challenge, where the rules are fairly liberal, and the adherence to the rules in a club competition is so strict, and you really have to nail your photo. In particular, there's all sorts of things that you can and can't have in the picture, in a sense of, you could have a picture with too much space in it and you'd be expected to crop that out. You could have other artifacts in the picture. You will be expected to crop those out. All sorts of different things that really do make it much tougher to enter a club competition than you would just a fun competition online on social media. And because of that, I'm really going to have to try hard to find the best church picture or churchyard picture I can to try to compete. I've not done particularly well on all of the competitions in the club that I've entered, very, very few of my photos have even got selected for a second look, which is a shame. But there are some amazingly fabulous photographers that have been doing this sort of, and well, they're honed in on how to take a picture for a competition. It's a bit like learning how to take an exam at school. You learn to how to add 2 and 2. You don't learn everything around that, and I think that's a bit like that for these photography competitions. But I'll try my best. I'll try to integrate and do the same thing that everyone else does, and see if I can do well in this competition. But this is just picture one. I'll be back for some more. If I'm going to get a picture of the church before the light goes down, I think I ought to get cracking on, because the light is fading really quickly now. So I've got the camera set up in kind of that mode. I'm going to try and get a picture of the church corner on, hopefully with a little bit of an orange glow on it. Here's my first image, nearly out of battery. Look, here's my first image. I've got the church positioned sort of on the top third, if you like. I might actually swing that slightly there, so that's on the third itself. I've got a little gap between this bush and the church. That's important. Oh, I've just taken a picture. Light's fading. Look, you can see I've had to change my shutter speed. So I've got f5.6, 1/50 of a second. I'm just going to take this now, just while I can. Just going to focus on the door. I think that's probably a good place to focus. There's one picture. It's not particularly interesting. I've got this little bit of sort of tree on this right hand side, just to add a tiny little bit of framing. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but that's my first picture. It's not really what I wanted, but it's a start. Let's put it like that. That's a start. I will have to come back or go to find another church another day and go through the motions there. But at least I've got one in the bag, and now I might turn around and try and take a picture from the other side with the glow of the sun in the background. This is my second image. I've just got the sun going down, so I'm going to take a picture now before I lose it. And I've slightly underexposed. I've underexposed one stop because I want to keep the orange in that sky. I've gone horizontal this time because I want to get as much of the church in as I can. And obviously I'm cut out all of that extra space. And I think you can probably tell, looking from the gravestones, that this is a churchyard. I'm inside a churchyard. That's the brief. I'm not sure if this isn't a particularly strong image in truth. One of the things you have to be aware of is converging lines. So I have got the tripod up as high as I can, just to ensure I don't lose, I don't have too many converging lines to straighten up, because that will sort of take some of the space off my image. That's a bit dark. Actually, what I'll do, I'll underexpose by 2 stops. I'll do just a properly exposed image, and then I'll overexpose by 1, and I'll combine those in post. There's the sun's just going down now, so it looks pretty good. So I'll just do another one there. So as you can see, I've got various, so 1/80th of a second. I'm going for f5.6 because I think that will give me the best chance of getting everything in focus. I'm back home now, and what my plan was going to be was to find another couple of churches and take you through the process of me taking the pictures of those churches. But time's run out on me, and I thought what I would do instead was bring you back on to my computer, and we can have a look at the process I used to prepare these 2 photos I've taken this evening and make them ready for competition, because I think that might be just as interesting as me going out and taking some more shots, because I've got a couple in the bag. Whether I use these pictures for the competition or not, that's another story. But let's have a look on my computer, and I can show you what I'm going to do, how I'm going to edit them to make them competition ready. So here's the raw image on my computer, and as I described earlier, I was going to keep this bit of the tree in the right hand side just to help to frame the image. And I've got these bits of gravestones here just to make it, this is obviously a graveyard with a church in it. So obviously I'm not going to leave it like that. So what I've done is I've edited this. So I'll go into the edit and I can show you what the final edit looks like. So what I've actually done to this image, I've turned it into a square image, and I've taken out quite a lot of the additional space. So really all we've got is a picture of a church in a churchyard. That was what the brief was. And the edits I've done, I've reduced the highlights like mad. I've increased the shadows, touched the whites a little bit, increased the texture, increased the dehaze slightly just to bring out those clouds. What I tend to do quite often is just go sharpen the image, and I put the noise reduction in like that, and I do an auto upright. This will just straighten the converging lines. And the reason I do this sharpening, and the reason I add sharpening a texture to the image, is because I was seeing lots of images on Instagram and wondering, how do they get those pictures looking so sharp with such a great texture? And this is what they do. So that's why I like using texture a lot. So that is almost my final image, because I think that looks all right. It's got a nice orange glow to it. It's because I've upped the temperature in the white balance. And I think that looks all right, but it's not the finished image, because I don't think that's going to win any competitions whatsoever. It's just really, in a way, it's just a bland, boring picture of a church in a churchyard. So that's not really going to get me any points at all. So I've actually gone into Photoshop, and here it is, and I've actually edited it slightly more. So what I've decided to do is take out that bit of tree at the top right, because I didn't think I was adding any value whatsoever. There was also an artifact down here that I've taken out as well. So if we go back to the Lightroom version, you can see I've taken that out and I've taken that out, and that's it. But in truth, that's still a fairly boring shot. So what would really, really help this shot is if it had a person, at least a parishioner, a vicar, some sort of person in it. So what I've actually done, I've downloaded a picture of a person. Here's a vicar, and I'm going to paste him into this picture, and I'll just put him about there, and I'll just edit him so that I can make him a bit smaller, because he's a bit large in the picture, to be honest. So I could put him, maybe it's a bit too small, I could put him there in the picture, just coming out of the door. He does look a bit bright, so I'm just going to I'm not going to edit in there. I'm going to change the brightness of the exposure on him, and just reduce his exposure down a bit, because I think he looks a bit too bright for the conditions. So that would be, I think, a better image. That will tell the story of the church and the churchyard and the vicar. But sadly, I can't do that, because that's cheating. I can't add things to the image. But if I was looking to take a picture of a church in a churchyard, having someone in it, a parishioner or a clergyman in the picture, would make it so much better. So yeah, that's an image. It's okay with that man in it looks much better. But yeah, that's all right. But I don't think, if I'm really honest, that is going to get me any points at all. That probably won't even get a second look. So let's have a look at the other picture, the one with the sunset, and see what that looks like. Here's the sunset picture, and this has been HDR'd. So this one has had 3 different images combined. And obviously I've done some adjustments to this as well. Once again, I've added some texture, which brightens up the image a little bit. And I'm going to take down the highlights, because obviously I must have been playing around with this, but that sun is still really blown out in the sky. So I can try and reduce it by reducing the whites down. It still doesn't reduce that. I could play around with just putting a filter on it, but I don't think I will. But that's another image of the church in a churchyard. You can tell it's a churchyard because we've got a gravestone here, and we've got some gravestones there. So some few flowers in the picture, but that's really not the image I was hoping to get, because I was really hoping to get all this area was going to be nice and orange, and it was going to be a nice glow. Maybe I could have left it a bit longer and it might have come as an orange glow. But yeah, that was the image. So that's not going to win me any points whatsoever. It's just the back of a church. This is all boring. It's really not drawing your imagination. It's not really telling any sort of story. And perhaps I could put the man in, and that might help. But yeah, that's not going to win any prizes whatsoever. So yeah, they're the two pictures that I've taken this evening. And like I said, I'm probably not going to enter those pictures in. I might enter the first one if I'm desperate. If I don't get anything else, I might just put it in just to enter the competition, just to show that I'm interested. But I don't expect it to win any prizes whatsoever. So back to the drawing board. But I thought it'd be interesting to show you that you really want to reduce all of the excess space in your image. Don't need it. You want to take out anything that's distracting, and if possible, you want to tell a story. And if you can get someone in the picture, a person, that really does make a difference, because people like looking at pictures of people, and that doesn't always work like that, because often people win, or many competitions win without people in them, and they look great shots. But if you can tell that story, add a person in there, it really does work wonders. Yeah, so they're my two pictures. Yeah, I can do a lot better than that. They're sharp enough though, so if you zoom into them, you can see that, you know, they're perfectly sharp, especially in the light, considering that it was dim, going dim. So yeah, they're not bad. There you are. That's where I am. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope this video of me taking churches in a churchyard for a competition has been interesting and a little bit informative. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you'd give it a like. That would be amazing. And if you're enjoying my photography content generally, then I would be very pleased if you would subscribe to the channel. It really helps a massive amount to get the channel noticed. And your subscription would make a lot of difference. If you have already, thank you very much. But thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, cheerio.